What is up, guys? We are out on South Holston Lake. This is day one of practice for the fifth stop, I think, of the Morristown Marine, brought to you by Nichols Lures. We are on one of the lakes I consider my home lakes, but you know, we'll see how it goes. I don't fish this lake in May a whole lot, but check this beautiful place out. Oh yeah. Now I will tell you, you might want to stay backed off just a little. Make a long cast, because if you get a hold of one up here and it's spawning, they get a little pissed. They'll jump out 4 or 5 times. You're hard to come out of your chest. I see this water has risen since I've been up here. So
I was looking.
right there's one. Oh, that's one. I guarantee he's on the bed. That's deep too. What happened to you, Greenie? Why didn't you hook him? Well, what else I had to do? That one was way out here, which is exactly what I was getting ready to say. We were going down a bluff. Hell, he was throwing out this way. He's like, oh, if they ain't in 3 feet. I'm like, this ain't largemouth. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if these fish are, you know, how much this lake's risen. And I said, if these smallmouth are on the bed and that lake comes up, they'll stay there. You know, I've caught fish one day and 3 to 5, come back and catch them in 13 to 15. Same fish. What?
I've seen that.
That was swimming off with it now. Huh. I sat there and watched it.
Yeah, I think because like, oh,
yeah. Now, if we start having problems with this damn hook, I'm going to get me a damn Ned. All right, guys, before I get started with conditions of the day, guys, make sure you go check out the Lyfe app. Me and AJ drop waypoints for every single fish that we have caught during the Morristown Marine, so you can go out and fish those same areas. Now, you do have to pay for it, but you get to see all of the areas that I fish throughout the year, from Kentucky to South Carolina. So any place that I've fished, I do some lake breakdowns on some places, so you can go out and you can find fish no matter where you go. Now, like I said, we're on South Holston today, better known as Top Secret Lake S, by the way. And so most of the time, or well, all the time, we're going to drop waypoints all through practice and all through the tournament, so you see those areas we're getting bites. Like I said, it helps the channel out. And what else can help is you guys get out there and drop waypoints and share them with us. Help us become better anglers too. The Lyfe app, the Southeast community, guys, that is where I run. That covers Kentucky, Tennessee, North and South Carolina. All right? All right, guys, now let's get to conditions of the day. We've actually already had a couple of bites on the old green worm. Lost a couple of them, but that's fine. We're like, you know, kind of targeting some specific areas to see if they're still fishing or spawning, or at least garden beds. So a couple of good bites real quick first thing this morning. Today, we've got a cold front moving through. What a surprise. Hey, but so far they're not giving rain. That's the big key.
That's a positive note.
Yeah, you know, so, you know, Douglas, it was cold, it was rainy, you know, it sucked. what was it this morning on your truck? I think 37 degrees. Yeah, 37 degree. And I think it's supposed to be a high of what, 60?
Yeah.
Is it just 60?
60, 61, I think. Today.
Yeah, so, and that's pretty much going to be tomorrow. They're giving partly cloudy, but trust me, it's bluebird sky right now. If it's partly cloudy, there might be a cloud somewhere up there that we can't even see. All that being said, we also, and it's been like this for, I don't know, I mean, it's been like this for a few weeks, but this water has almost a turnover look to it. I don't think it's turnover. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of got a wet paper bag color to it.
Like a sweet tea.
Yeah, sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
So it's not as clear as we like it or it normally would be. The water has risen. For you guys that don't know, the lower unit on my boat went out. I had Mr. Angler Tungsten himself with me. We were going to shoot a video out here a couple weeks back, and the lower unit went out. So, but that's good. It gives me and AJ a chance to practice on this lake. This is kind of my home lake, even though I've never really fished it this time of year, like 5 times in what I consider post-spawn. So we're going to get out here. We're going to learn. We're going to see what we can find. AJ, you want to throw anything in?
No, we're just going to try to build off the momentum from last tournament. You know, we got our first limit, and we're going to try to see what we can find today.
We need 2 limits. We need a limit on this. Let's go get them. All right, guys, so we fished up shallow a little bit. Basically what we're doing is we're just running spots that look good to us right now. We've got 2 humps out here. So, you know, we found some fish on them. We scanned it. They're a little spread out, but we're throwing some single swim baits, dropping some drop shots on them, and, you know, basically searching for fish. You know, you can actually see we're not too far off the shoreline, but we got a couple of humps, and you can see we're out in the open. Swap over to me for a second. I'm gonna cast out this direction. Just stay on that trolling motor and just take us straight to that other backside of that hump. And so we got a little hump, kind of a point out here, and we got a big hump out there, and all we're doing, we're throwing some underspins. There's a ton of shad out here, which does make it tough to get bites in this situation, but we are going to find them, I promise. I've got a Rico tied on.
Is it worth paying $75 for one Rico, man?
Yeah, now I've got a Rico tied on, okay? And I'm still looking to see, in my opinion, the jury is still out now.
Oh my God, it broke.
Oh, wow.
It knocked slack in the line.
Damn.
I mean, I was...
All right, guys. There you go. Keeper number 1. What was that on, AJ?
This was a killer bass bait spinnerbait.
Hey, guys, big shout out to our buddy,
Mr. Brad Burkhart.
That's right.
Broke one off on spinnerbait up there. This is the 3rd bite I've had on it.
3rd bite. We got bit on a wacky rigged worm earlier, and right now we're just covering. You can see kind of the bank. Got some overhangs. You can see we got the sun on this side, so we're fishing some shade line stuff. I'm throwing a swim jig. Haven't had any bites on it, so I'm changing over to a gill color. I don't know in this water if that'll be the best choice, but right now we know that they're biting a blade anyway. There we go. AJ's got a good one. Oh yeah, what's it fight?
I gotta keep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You want to measure him?
Mad.
Let's measure him too, just to be sure. He might be short.
He's short. He's 14.
He's fat though. Look at that. So right there, guys, AJ made a change. AJ, tell us about the change you made. Tell us why you made the change. So it's kind of luck, and now.
So the one on, I was throwing white with white blades a while ago, and it knocked slack in the bait. When I said to hook, it broke off. And the other one, earlier this morning, it just smacked it real hard. So I changed over to silver and gold willow leaf and chartreuse and white, and that's 2 now. It's just 80.
Yeah, literally 2 and what?
2 and 2. Well, back-to-back casts.
Back-to-back casts. Yeah. So that change put 2 in the boat. That's a good thing. Not a big one yet, but that's a keeper, and one that's just slightly not a keeper. But
and we've been noticing too. We think that we didn't get to see the shad spawn. We're just going down through here. We've seen the bait setting in like 10 to 12 feet.
Yep.
That's what they'll do after they spawn. They'll come out and hang out here.
Yep.
And we've seen fish sitting under them and with them. So we scooted the boat off, and when I'm getting bit, it's either right on the bank or in this middle area where the bait is setting. So I'm having to slow roll it.
All right. So let's get back at it, guys.
I don't think smallmouth like mud flats.
No. I'll be honest with you, I don't really know about this pocket right here. We might want to just ride around and look at it, see what we think. I mean, maybe in the back, maybe a spinnerbait or flip over there, maybe a shade line. We might want to throw a spinnerbait down this shade line right here. That seems to be the deal. If you think about that pocket and this pocket, right about right there, middle third would be about right where that shade line is.
We definitely fished the high spot right there. That's what it should have been. So,
especially see where it gets tight right there.
Tight, looking flat, makes it flat.
Now, if there's some river rock back there, we might want to throw that Ned rig on that. Just see if there's some smallies.
We'd fish that steep bank over there, comes up that corner in there.
I don't know. We can kind of go look at it. I say go spawn or go grab something like that.
I mean the side over there. See that rocket river?
Oh yeah. We absolutely need to go through that. Fish that.
I'll start here with the tight lines, get tight.
Yeah.
On the grab.
Yeah, it looks good right there.
And if I see shad down there, it should be a key too.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and throw that little old swimmy bait. Might even, you know what? I'm gonna throw an underspin.
Yeah. That would look better too.
Yep.
Them shad you grouped up tight down that grab.
Yeah, I go back and forth. We'll try the underspin right now. We'll try the swim bait a little bit the next time. But yeah, this would be perfect right here. Got it this heavy. Oh, damn, I did have one. He got me hung in the tree.
No, it made him too.
Yeah, see right there? I was like, no, I'm hung in that tree. And then I seen him. He was a largemouth.
Green fish?
Yeah, that was a green fish. Oh, tell me. Oh, yeah.
Heard it. Shaking it head. She is mad.
That's a bad fish right there. Well, a little, damn.
It's angry.
I'd say that's still a bad fish. Look at his face, how tore up it is. He's been caught a time or 5. Does he? Yeah. So.
Little Ned rig with the missile bait to Ned bomb. think it's called Dill maybe. It's got a little chartreuse on it, green pumpkin.
Good looking color. He was ticked off.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a giant.
Yeah, I did too. The way he was running and going on. Well, let's see what we got down there. Yummy. You want a turd? That's mud. See, look here. It's mud or bass poop. Is that bass poop, guys? Y'all know what that is? Are we in the right place? They eating? The bass? Where they eat? Okay, guys, so let me give you sort of a summary of the day thus far. You know, we've had several bites in the morning, and what we think is going on with that spinnerbait bite in the morning. Is that a hawk?
I don't know what the bugs are.
No, that's a hawk.
These tails, probably red, what they call red tails?
Yeah. We hit one area that had what we call river rocks. They're smooth, just, you know, smooth rocks like you'd find in a creek or a river. We got bit on a worm, which to us normally means that maybe they're still up spawning. The smallmouth are spawning on this lake. I don't think they are. I'm sure that there's probably a couple of places that there's still some on the bed. And as a matter of fact, AJ actually caught a male that we feel was still up on the bed, kind of guarding the bed. And he looked like he had been maybe caught a couple of times already. You guys should have seen that. Now, we did get bit on a spinnerbait quite a few times today. AJ actually changed over to another spinnerbait, and then he just went on fire down this bank that we found. But the key to that, I think, and what we found there, was that it looked like it was very much related to the shad spawn, because the shad had pulled off. How deep were they?
They're sitting like 10 foot.
Yeah, like 10 foot.
12 foot.
Yeah, but they were pulled off the bank. So in this lake right here, you'll find some areas in the shad on the lower side. Most of the time they'll spawn a little bit deeper down here. And so what we believe is that they're spawning at night and then pulling off, and so we've got a spinnerbait bite going on early in the morning. But that spinnerbait bite, of course, is reliant upon the shad spawn, and so as the day's gone on,
the shad's actually moved out deeper. Looks like they're sitting in like 15, 16 foot now.
yeah,
and I think I have one bite since then.
Yeah, and so that bite has kind of gone away. So now what we've started doing is we've started running some of our deep holes, and we've got bit. You got bit on a grub and an underspin. Yeah, swim bait with an underspin. And so what we're kind of thinking is that this might actually be. And of course, we didn't bring them, so we'll do that tomorrow. That's part of practice, is eliminating things. You can't bring everything with you. But because of the watercolor on this lake is so bad right now compared to what it normally is. It's normally very clear, that we may have a good crankbait bite out deep going. We're not finding a huge amount of fish out there, but we are noticing that a lot of people are throwing swim baits out there deep. We've thrown those swim baits. We've got bit on them, but the water is so stained up right now that we think it's going to be better to throw something like a crankbait that's going to make a little more noise. And they are absolutely relating to the bottom, right?
Yeah, and you literally have to throw it on their head to get bit on swim bait.
Yeah. So when we come back out tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and bring a couple of different types of crankbaits with us too. We'll also be looking early in the morning for, you know, a few more areas so that we can hopefully get a limit together real quick on a spinnerbait. All right, let's go see if we can find anything else. All right, guys, forgive the neighbors for over there. They're weed eating right now, but I wanted to give you a little outro to practice day 1 and practice day 2. So practice day 1, basically what we found was the beginnings of or a shad spawn. And so we were able early in the morning to put together a little pattern where we were able to toss a spinnerbait, slow roll it, and catch a few bass. Now, what we basically did and what we basically always do is we cover, you know, shallow to deep. We went out deeper. We fished the backs of pockets, the middle of pockets. We normally break the creeks up into thirds. And so we fished the backs, the middles, and the fronts. And, you know, on day one, you know, we found a couple of things. We found some things where we were actually throwing some grubs out on some deeper points too, and some small swim baits. Day two, AJ couldn't come out, but he let me borrow his boat because my boat is in the shop. The lower unit went out on it. So I'm hoping that's not going to curtail videos coming out to you guys, but we're going to have to see. I don't really know how that's all going to work. Now, all that being said, day two, what I did is I went to the upper side of the lake, checked a few things, found a spot that I really felt like we might be able to load the boat on, and you know, just covered a lot of different stuff. Unfortunately, that day didn't really catch a lot of fish. Just covered a lot of water, did a lot of graphing, did a lot of looking, you know, caught a couple, but it was kind of a boring day. So just understand, we did the same thing you see us doing on the lower end, we did up top, and we found a few other things. So the big question for us is going to be, you know, are we going to start up the lake or down the lake? And with 200 plus boats on this lake, it's pretty small. It's going to be pretty tough. So we'll have to see, you know, kind of what we work out in that aspect. So as always, guys, questions, comments in the comment section below. You guys know I love to talk about fishing with you. It helps me learn talking fishing with you just as much as hopefully I help you guys out. And as always, like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And make sure you ring that bell so you get those notifications. And as always, you guys rock.